Uh, Thanks for looking at my channel and do me a favor and like and subscribe. Uh, you're gonna be seeing a couple of clips here. Just at LAX, catching some planes. We got a 767 right there taxiing. Yeah, I wanted to talk about thermal and what it is and why I really enjoy it. This is one of my passions. My dad and my brother are both pilots for Southwest Airlines. So I grew up flying, being around airplanes, and I had other passions in life. And I was in the military, and I have a big passion for gear and optics and shooting. But this combines two of my big passions, which is thermal optics and airplanes. Coming up right here, you're just gonna see me dork around and try and get as steady as possible. Just a look at the airport. This is the side with Southwest and Delta airplanes. There's a lot of 737s, and there's not that many wide bodies. This night in particular was really busy, so we're gonna see a lot of cars actually passing in front of us. Here we go into Black Hawk. We see a lot of airplanes, and I mean, it's pretty cold out. I think it was like 45 degrees that night. This was just a couple days ago, right after Christmas. Right here, as I pan to the left, you're gonna see this is a 767. You're gonna see its wings just absolutely glowing because of how cold it is. This is black hot, so it just shows how cold the wings are, and just the fuselage and the tail. You can see a couple of buildings in the back now. We're back to white hot. The detection on my thermal is actually, I think it's about 1,000 yards. Sorry, correction, 900 meters. But I've actually seen fires and things way like just across counties. It'll pick up stuff. Here we have an A330. This is a Delta, and you're gonna see this guy absolutely butter this landing. And as soon as the wheels hit right there, that's what I love. You just see these wheels heat up. These wheels, as soon as there we go, they skid and they heat up just so quick. It just happens so fast. This is a different A330, also a Delta. And you're gonna just take a close look at these wheels. I mean, they absolutely just glow as soon as they touch the ground. There's a couple of slow motion clips on YouTube of wheels coming in contact with the tarmac, and they skid for a while before they actually start spinning. That's why you see some smoke whenever they touch down. We can't see the smoke in thermal. That'd be cool if we could, but here's a slow-mo. So I'm gonna have a couple of filler clips in here. These aren't my best videos that I have a couple of really great shots. Go ahead and skip to the about 15-minute mark, and you're gonna see some really great shots that I have. I just wanted to take this moment to talk about when I'm running. So I have a Trigicon Ski IRX Micro that I bought from Euro Optic. Sponsor me, please. And it's fantastic. I mean, it's so small, and the details that you get out of it is just phenomenal. When I first got it, it's not something I thought I would be using it for, is plane spotting. That's just kind of something that I was like, hey, you know what? I'm just gonna go and try it, see if I like it. I love it. I mean, and the wheels hitting up on that Southwest 737 is just fantastic. But I mean, just anything, the gym, cars, anything, it's just fantastic. Even in the house, I mean, the house would be, I'm like trying to look for my cat. Oh, and speaking of a cat, there's my wife, taking some pictures with her camera. But no, yeah, thermal is just fantastic. I use it for shooting. I use it for everything. I have that thing everywhere I go. Just trying to see what there is to see with thermal. Obviously, it's kind of shaky. There's a bunch of cars right there, all the way backed up from the terminal for picking up or dropping off. It is just ridiculous. But I already have a tripod. Getting that sorted out. I'm gonna get a lot steadier footage. I mean, this is okay. I do okay in terms of steadiness, but it's not. It could be better. But this is definitely a passion that I have. So this night we hunted around for a couple more spots, and here we go. We caught a line of departures during rush hour. This was like, I think this was like 11 p.m. And that's an A350 right there, and you see a couple of the police guards right there walking up to their, they just did a duty change. They didn't get, we were out of the way, they didn't bother us, which was nice. But here in a second, you're really going to see the line. You see a CRJ on the other side landing on the left runway. But here when this A350 takes off, you can skip ahead if you want, but I mean, you really see the length of this line. There was like 10 planes in line. I'm gonna put a clip in right here, and I'll show you on the flight radar how long this line was. And I'm gonna zoom in, and man, look at the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. There's a couple more coming from the terminal. Just 9 planes in line, ready to go, and that explains why there was so much traffic. But we caught a lot of great action here. A lot of 777s. 777s are my favorite planes, as they should be for everyone. Those GE90s are just insane and out of this world. There's a 777 in line. We're gonna catch that one taking off. So I zoom in here. The zoom in quality at close range is actually fantastic. Once we get out to distance, it's pretty mediocre, but at this distance, I'd say this is about 500 yards. This is perfect. We look at the plume of smoke coming out from that engine. This is not smoke, but heat. Heat. So this is white hot, and you see just how cold the top of the airframe is. The leading edges of the wings and the tail are just ice cold. But you can see how warm the tires are, and that's just from taxiing. You can see the heat coming from the cockpit. Nice and warm in there. Here we go on the takeoff roll, and you're gonna see how long this line is still. So I told you that 777s are my favorite, so here's another one that we waited for. We were watching departures all night, but I like to catch footage of the wide bodies. And here we go, just this absolute massive heat ball. Just, it's so amazing, and it sounds incredible. And the smell, let me tell you guys, jet fuel is the best smell in the world. So this is a cargo 777. I forgot the airline, but let me just enjoy this clip. This next one after this 777. And here we have a China Cargo Airlines coming in. It had just landed. What I actually want you guys to look at, besides how amazing the reflection looks with the engine, is the landing gear. I mean, the wheels are hot, and I'd say the front landing gear is less hot than the back one, so I'm assuming that's from braking from landing. Right here you can see the heat even reflecting off the ground and reflecting off the wing. And that's something else that I didn't know before I had gotten into thermal is there's a lot of things that reflect. Metal, polished floors, water, windows. So you can't see through windows with thermals, not like in video games. But if there's a heat reflection, the windows will act like a mirror if it's close. Right here, you're gonna see there's a puddle right there, and here in a second, because I didn't catch it until later, but I'm gonna pan down. I'm gonna look at the puddle and just think, wow, like you could see the fence perfectly in the puddle. It just acts like a mirror. And here, a Southwest 737-800 had a rejected takeoff. I don't know why I wasn't listening to ATC, but I thought that was interesting. And here I pan down and look at the water. You can see the reflection of the tree and the fence right there. And that's just a puddle. So here, right here, is going to be a great clip here in about 2 seconds. I love this. 777 coming in for a landing. That's black hot. And you can just see amazing detail when it passes over. I mean, they're landing pretty fast, so it's hard to take a close. And I'm gonna do a slow-mo for you guys, but the image quality is just fantastic. Right after this one, I'm gonna play another clip, 787 as well. They're different, two different planes, 2 different times, but they look very similar. And the consistency of this thermal is just incredible. So you're gonna see right here, just this other 787 coming for a landing. I'm gonna slow it down for you guys because you can see just an insane amount of reflection, just radiating off of that metal. The wheels are heating up from how hot that engine is. Just from this thermal, you can see this is something that most people don't see, even in the daytime. They don't see how like just hot. I mean, bright as the sun, just hot and incredible. I mean, there's amazing photographers, amazing cameras out there, but they don't see this. Nobody sees this. I want to share this with you guys because I think it's awesome. I think it's amazing. It's incredible. It makes my heart tickle every time I see something incredible like this. It just is fantastic. The only other person that, I can share this with is my wife, and I was like, I love you, babe, but I want to share this with more people. Another 787. Wow. And then we're gonna catch another 777 here. There's a CRJ, a couple of shorts clips that I just put in here. Another 777 in black hot, another 777 in black hot. Now this one was a 757 at Ontario. Still trying to figure out some settings for recording. There's an A330. So, okay. Now, my recording situation is a little funky right now. I want to direct record with my thermal, but I can't. So that's a feature that you would think a $15,000 thermal has, but mine doesn't. So I pretty much record with my phone. I have this this mount that I have, and I record from my phone, straight looking at my thermal. I'm planning on getting a it's a cord, but Trigicon sells it for $300. So I'm just saving my beans for it. I'm happy with what I have right now, but I do plan on getting that. This was a parking garage, and this is an A350. I want you guys to notice how clean the A350 looks compared to the 777s and the Boeings. You can see a couple of the doors. What I'm talking about is the fuselage. I'm not an Airbus fan. I'm more of a Boeing guy, but the A350s are quite amazing. This is 767. This was in Ontario. That was a UPS plane. And here we go. Here we have a Qantas A380. And this footage was actually just the other day. And just wait till we get a visual of all the engines together. You're going to see how massive the wing is and how massive the vertical stage is. Again, we have just perfect reflection coming off that the bottom of the lake, and then the same magic from the elevation.
Wow.
Skip to this video and you can see how see this. So we actually took a minute sitting on the runway. So there's gonna be a little fast forward edit here. So just enjoy the visuals and wait for him to take off. That was sick. I'm gonna cut in right here. So right around, the A380 has a longer takeoff. The people from most airplanes.
Now I'm just gonna wait for him to pull up.
Once they get down there on the right around where they live, kind of is like my limit to the thermal, even with a 2 power magnitude. It gets pixelated out too much. I mean, you could see the engines, you could see the glow. You know it's in the sky, but not with any good detail.